Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to another Road to the Show series, starting up with a hitter now, a center fielder. Going through here, obviously put this sped up so you can kind of see the creation. You saw I put a lot into the power, looking for a sizable, a big outfielder. Didn't really have anything in mind when I was creating him in terms of size comps. Bradley Excelsior. They have nothing close to Excelsior, by the way. Nothing close. So I went completely off the board with the last name, as you'll see here. Gonna go with Wolverine, and frankly, I love it. That decision randomly struck me, and I'm pleased with it. Again, nothing was close to Excelsior, so I kind of went that way. But you'll see him here. I think I went 6'3", 238 when it was all said and done, something like that. And the size comps that you can think of for an outfielder like that, guys like Jason Worth, Vladimir Guerrero, Yasiel Puig. Obviously, that's on the high end. On the low end, I guess, if Excelsior's career doesn't exactly pan out as hoped, guys like Delman Young, Brian LaHare. So that's the kind of size profile that we're looking for. In terms of the player profile, those first guys, those really good ones, Jason Worth, Yasiel Puig, Vladimir Guerrero, that's obviously what we're going for here. Power hitter who's got some speed, can play some defense, does a bit of everything, and despite that stature, has center field capabilities. So that's where it's going to start. Going through here. Turns out, and not by design, I can honestly say that, not by design. He kind of looks like Jason Worth. Doesn't have quite that full beard, but the long hair, uh, along with the fact that he is white, gives him a little bit of the Worthian look. Here you see putting together his gear, his accessories. Nothing too crazy here. Gonna give him some glasses in the outfield though. I think this is my first Road to the Show guy that will have the sunglasses. My guy, named after me. I have a pitcher, hitter. Actually, I have two pitchers and hitter. I have a starter, closer, and a hitter named after me. They all have glasses because I wear glasses. But other than that, no one's had the sunglasses. I know it's pertinent information. You guys really care about that. Getting into some of the other stuff. Oh, I want to say I started with Maglio Ordonez's stance. Don't know necessarily why. I was just kind of going through them and looking off of the guide on Operation Sports that tells you who they all belong to. And I want to say I started with 61 here. I can already tell you that that's changed. So it did 61, 60, or 68, I guess. Let's see here. Whoa, 61. Yeah, I had it right. Or maybe I'm going completely off the board. See, I don't remember. I went through a bunch. The stance is always a tough pick for me. I never really know, what I want to go with all the time. So it starts with Maglio Ordonez. Take a look here at his stats. Powers, obviously, the big attribute that he has. But he's got some fielding ability. Going to start as an 18-year-old. I put him with the secondary positions on the infield just because. Maybe should be back up as an outfielder. I don't know. I want to give him some versatility too, in case he happens to get drafted to a team with with a center fielder already. Maybe he can move into the infield. Pretty big for the infield, I guess. But who cares? We're having fun with it. So build up some of his contact with these initial 400 points, but then also get that plate vision up. You got to be able to put the bat on the ball. That's big. So I think personally, and I could be wrong, I think that can help just as much as building up the contact. So going to dive into game one of the showcase. It's just going to be game one on this video, then games 2 and 3, and the draft on episode 2 of Bradley Excelsior. Um, the name is made up, not quite out of thin air. Um, I'll say it's a bit of a convoluted pop culture reference from something very popular, but uh, there's nobody named Bradley Excelsior out there anywhere. It's just I combined two things from one pop culture thing. So if you can figure that out, go ahead and put it down in the comments. But anyway, it just struck me randomly, and I figured, you know what, I'll make a guy with that name. Why not? And then I'll give him a Wolverine for Matt Vasgersian to say. So that works out. But it's game one. He's from the East. I think they're facing off against the West. Yep, there it is. And we'll see how he does here. I believe Excelsior gets to lead off, so that's helpful. I've had some guys bat seventh, eighth in the showcase. You know, they're getting 3 at bats a game. We're talking about small samples no matter what with these 3 games. So if you start cutting off a plate appearance or 2, that's tough. I mean, those are extra chances that you can make up for a strikeout with a base hit and really improve your draft stock. I've had some guys in the first round, but no one early first round. I think mid first round is the best I've ever had. So I'm really hoping to get somebody who can go in kind of that early first round. You know, I just want to have better showcases. My pitching showcases have been a disaster. But let's get started here. First one, nice take there. This is a guy now. This is my first hitter online. I'm gonna, have a patient approach. Not overly patient. You know, obviously you want to go up there and hit, but I want to be able to take a walk when it's necessary. Now, in the showcase and particularly in Double A, they're just not going to throw a ton of balls. You don't really have to be that patient. They simply don't. They don't force you to be, because they're feeding you plenty of fastballs in the zone, nice pitches that you can do something with. So the idea is to go out there, be aggressive, and hit. So that is something I'll keep in mind. But as Excelsior moves up the ranks, I'll be conscious of being better about taking pitches here. So this first game was tough, though, because you saw in that first at-bat, missed a pretty good pitch, grounded out. Now we got another at-bat developing here. That's a good take. That's a pitch that I swing at often. That slider that looks good for at least a second. I believe he follows off the next one here. So now he's working, 1-2 count. Couple of foul balls. Just a couple base hits would be nice to get him started. And there I did guess pitch on fastball only. I was just trying to make sure that he was going to throw a fastball. Could have probably guessed it was going to be on that outside where he's throwing most of the pitches. And there's another pitch that's tough to do something with. And if you are going to try to do something with it, you probably shouldn't try to pull it, or you'll roll over on it, as he did. But thankfully there was an error, so he reached base, but nothing special there. Now it's time to play some defense. Now, I'll admit out front, I'm pretty terrible at outfield. Getting better because I've been playing a lot. There he goes, he fields it, and the arm strength isn't quite there yet. It's not, I mentioned guys like Puig and Vlad. It's not at their level of arm strength just yet. So he makes the catch, but he's not going to throw that guy out. What do we got here? Our third at bat. Now this first pitch is one that could do some real damage on, and it just doesn't. But part of that's just baseball, and that's going to happen. So I'm not angry about it, but again, we're talking about the small samples, and that's where it's tough. It took there. I thought that was going to be a worse pitch, but probably could have done something with it. At this point, I'm a bit frustrated. And then there's a good pitch. Nice hit. Oh, of course. Of course that would happen. Finally gets a great swing, puts some solid contact on the ball, and the right fielder makes a tremendous play. Speaking of Yasiel Puig, he's trying to do his best imitation. Nice diving grab there. If that gets by him, Excelsior's going for 3 easy. So not a great first performance. 0 for 4. You see the air he gets on. Nothing came of it there. A couple of ground outs and then the base hit. But hey, they say you maintain your stock. That's good. Not too bad. Come back again for episode 2. Like I said, get into games 2 and 3, and then we'll see where Excelsior gets drafted.